Okay, so I just got off the phone with a caseworker who has 2 potential placement situations going on. It's 2 different sibling sets. And to be honest, I'm having a really crummy day. And I feel like last time I got a placement phone call, I was also having a really crummy day. And it's just funny how that works. Yeah, so anyways, everything within me today wants to say absolutely not. I won't even consider this, but that's my selfishness talking. So anyways, I'm here. My husband just walked in. So I'm going to tell him about these little situations we have here in the children that we need to decide if we're going to take any or not. So you're hearing me tell him about these children. Are we ready to have more kids?
I don't know.
Never. We're never ready. Okay, so sibling set number 1, 4-year-old, 18-month-old, and 1-month-old. Boys. All boys.
All boys.
Could be super short term. They just came into care, so they're looking for all the family members still. No visitations at all, ever. I can explain why later.
Okay.
Case is already looking really sad for those little bugs, and they just came into care yesterday. And then this is the second set, 4-year-old, 2-year-old, girl, boy. Issue is written there. Mm-hmm. There's also unknowns for if it's long-term, short-term. Okay. But they are from this city. I'm writing it down for him. Sorry, I can't share that with you. They're from this city, which means that they'd be transported to and from for visitations, so they'd have good long chunks of visits. Yes. This one, from what I've been told, these 2 have not been potty trained yet, which is, she's old to have not been potty trained. But they are, the home they're in now, they've been there for a week. They've been in temporary housing for a week. And, and the mom says that they have really good behavior so far. I mean, like, they're really, like, when she speaks to them, they listen, which is great.
Interesting.
Which is not always normal. But for the most part, age appropriate, like fight over toys and stuff. Yeah. These ones, there's not much on. They've only been in care for a day. As of right now, everything's great, of course, but it's only been a day. This one is like, wakes up every 2 hours for feeding because it's a 1-month-old. Yep. So the last kicker is that they're willing to split this sibling set, which is so sad if that has to happen, but, and this is where the split would be. Okay. So it'd be the 4-year-old, 18-month-old, and then the 1-month-old separate, because the 1-month-old is not bonded with anybody yet. So that's where we're at. So you heard that for the first time. So we're going to discuss this, figure out if any of these are good placements for us. If you saw the last video we posted about phone calls, especially with babies, especially if we want to try to take the 1-month-old baby, we have to decide fast because the babies are the easy ones, so everybody wants them. So we need to figure this out. I think it's already been about 45 minutes since the caseworker called. So we need to deliberate and figure out if we're going to move forward with any of these cases or not move forward with any of these. But anyways, big decisions in the Phillips household. Wish us luck. Okay, so the little bit we've discussed so far is that sibling set number 1, because they will have no visitations with mom and dad because of what's happened, it will be like a complete death of the family. These kids will be removed from mom and dad, and so that alone, I mean, you see a lot of sadness and behaviors come out as you would any child, any healthy child. If my daughter was removed from our home and, thinking it's like a play date, and then goes and says, okay, I'm ready to go home now, and they say, sorry, sweetie, you can't, this is your new home, she would flip a lid as well. So it's completely normal, the sadness from these kids, and the behaviors are normal when you think about it that way, and so anyways, the kiddos who get to see their mom and dad at least once a week or something, it makes it a little easier. I mean, it's confusing. It's super confusing why they get to see them in and out.
It can be hard because their behaviors coming out of visits sometimes can be very challenging because they don't understand why
they're not
they can't stay with
mom
or dad.
Right. But the idea of them never seeing mom and dad is hard as well because it's pretty much like their parents just got in a car accident and that's it. So we've never had a case where the parents didn't have visitations fully.
First case.
That's true.
For a while.
For a little while, that's true. Anyway, so it's a lot to consider. What else? I'm really hesitant about this case for some reason. It's so similar, it feels like, to the last. I don't know if it's because...
Maybe younger.
I don't know if it's because the girls, like the last couple placements we've had that are girls, have been really challenging. So the idea of the little girl makes me nervous. I'm a little gun shy. These ones are all boys, and we've never had a family of boys before. But would you be willing to just do that? Or do we even want to consider splitting siblings?
Right.
I mean, the baby obviously has no attachment, so the baby's not going to care. And really, the older siblings don't really have attachments to the baby either. The baby's 1 month old.
Right. This one, we'd have bigger respite chunks.
I know.
Because they'd be... Do you know how many visits?
No, they didn't know they were going to look into that when we called back. I think the idea of this age range makes me nervous, just because that's the age that our last foster daughter was when she entered, and it was pretty rocky. I don't know, this whole...
That's
this
like
whole
6 months from this one.
This whole sibling set, I know, but we'd have time to transition with this one before they got to the terrible twos.
But it's the same, 4 and...
Trust me, I know.
Almost 2.
I'm just really hesitant about this one for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to listen to the gut instinct. I'm not sure.
Right.
I mean, it's really... My fear is coming from the fact that our last experience was rocky.
Yeah.
But not every case is like that. So, I mean, that's so loud! It's definitely fear-based, which isn't a good place to make decisions out of either, but...
Why is this one maybe short-term?
Well, because they're looking into family members still. They haven't ruled out that there might be an auntie who can take them. Yeah, so it could be like a matter of days. But it also there could be nothing that turns out. That's so loud.
I don't know.
I mean, can we take 3 kids this age?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because this would be up all night.
It would almost be better if it was this split. I asked them if they would do that split, and they said they wouldn't.
They wouldn't?
I'm like really tempted to do this. I know that sounds crazy, but...
By itself.
We just got rid of that car seat in the garage sale.
Yeah.
We don't have anything baby. But this would be like, son, you're being really impatient. I feel like...
How much sleep are we getting now?
No, thank you. That's so noisy. I mean, the baby wakes up like every 2 hours right now. But I mean, he's a month old, so it would change. You know, they grow so fast and sleep longer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel like the idea of, just because how intense our last placement was, the idea of having a baby who I can just put in a front pack all the time sounds a little more peaceful.
You'd definitely be more mobile. Like, you know. Then.
But I feel bad. I mean, the idea of splitting them, I don't like that. But can we really take on a sibling set of 3? I know. I don't feel like we can either.
I don't know where we'd put them.
Can we even fit? Oh yeah, we can fit 3 in our car.
We'd be full, right?
I mean, how do you feel about taking in a baby? We've always said no babies. I mean, honestly, when I told the kids about the children, they all... Well, Paisley said she wanted all 5.
Right, of course.
Sutter said he wants the older boy. But then when I told them there was a baby, they all, in agreement, said that they wanted the baby.
Right.
Which I get that. You want the baby, I know.
Maybe better for this guy for
think that,
a little bit.
Yeah, there was so much issues with the last placement with everybody's heart. I think that a baby would be less invasive.
Yeah. Just give them an opportunity to love on the kids.
I mean, I feel bad. I can't imagine she's going to expect us to call back and say that we just want that one rather than either of the sibling sets. But I'm really just a little nervous. And maybe it's just my state today because I'm having a hard time today. But
yeah. Well, I mean, it's either all 3 or just a baby. Right? Or
it's this other sibling set.
Or, you know.
But these kids have been in their current situation for a week now, and she says they're great.
These two.
They play really well. There's just not issues.
Are they with
that
other
have come
kids?
out yet. Oh, I didn't ask that. That's a good question.
Are they playing by themselves?
I mean, we probably could get these ones into like Head Start programs, into preschools, which would just leave this one at home. I don't know.
Does state do Head Start programs for that age?
I mean, our certifiers seem to think it wouldn't be a problem to get them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess.
Daddy.
What do you think?
Daddy. They both.
I mean, it might be too late. They might have found something. I mean, like maybe they're waiting. Well, hang on, son.
They both.
Maybe they're waiting to see if we would take all three. But
They hit each other. Oh, man. What did you say?
I said maybe they're waiting to see if we would take somebody who would take all three first. But
I mean, I'm fine with the baby if you want to try that out. The thought of not sleeping is fun, but
Daddy, they both hit
our
each
kids
other
sleep so
down.
much better. It's different.
Daddy, they both hit each other down. Daddy.
okay.
I don't think we can do
both
3
hit each other
No.
down.
right now.
Daddy, they
So I think it's either-
both hit each other down.
2 or 1.
Daddy,
Or
they
whichever.
both
Hey, son.
hit
Two.
each other
Son.
down.
Just give us a minute, okay?
They hit
This
each
is
other
kind
down.
of. I know you're nervous. It sounds kind of nice because it'd be like,
I
and
know.
that's a 45-minute drive by itself each way.
No.
So you'd be like
A couple hours.
3
A
hours.
week.
Between 2 and probably 3. But it's only maybe once a week.
I mean, that's not reason to pick that case.
No, not at all. It's not
And there
nothing.
has, this word makes me nervous. The fact that
Yeah.
they've experienced that.
Mhm.
But this
Which
one
I'm sure
is. They said though it doesn't appear that this word. Usually these go hand
Yeah.
in hand. They say it doesn't appear that this has happened. It's just
Really?
that.
Huh. I mean, I'm fine with that if you want to try that.
Okay.
Figure that
I'll
out.
call and see what she says.
I think it might be easier to do this and start school.
Overwork.
Maybe.
Mom, he's gonna.
Are you driving on my phone?
At least this week, since we're starting school in 7 days.
Okay. Man, we'd have to call all of our friends and get all the new baby stuff because we have no bottles, no front pack, no
Mom, he's
got rid of it all.
gonna
We just got rid of it all.
overwork phone.
Perfect.
Okay, I'll call her.
Okay.
Ah! This is the true insides. I don't even know if we're making the right decision.
We could use a few more car seats in our house
We could.
and strollers.
And we could use some more patience and some more bedrooms. Okay, we'll call and see what they say. Ah! Okay, so we decided to go for case number 1, walk through door number 1. The 3 little boys, the 4-year-old, the 18-month-old, and the 1-month-old. So we called on those 3 boys, but by the time we called, it looked like a family member had come out of the woodworks that was willing to take them. So, which is really great. I mean, honestly, you want kids to be able to remain with family as much as possible. So even though it took us about 30 minutes to hash that all out and figure out which case we wanted to go for, really it's good news that they're going to be able to stay in the family that they're in, not in the family they're in their family line. And the other case that we were trying to decide between, I just really don't have peace about it for some reason, so we're going to say no to that case, and I'm guessing it'll only be a couple more days until we get another phone call, and we're going to be right back in the same position.